Hello and welcome. We're going to do exercise 71. This is an interesting looking part here, and it does have this feel from front to back of an extrusion, but with a couple holes added later and then a slice out of the top here. Okay, and if you notice that this central cylinder that's been cut through protrudes a little further beyond the rest of the part. To me, that means we want that front plane to run right up the middle of the part, and that way we could do symmetric extrusions for those different sections. So we could create this sketch right here, and then we'll extrude these two parts and then the center separately with the different extrusion depths. Okay, so that's how I think we should go about it. And then once we've got that all set up, we can add the holes, and which looks like we could totally do a linear pattern for those holes, and then make a sketch to get rid of the central portion of this. It also occurs to me that to make that sketch to do the central portion, it would be really nice to have that on the right plane. Okay, so we're going to try to, I think a good place to put the origin would be right smack in the middle of this hole right here. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so this needs to be on the front plane. We're going to make a new sketch. We're going to hide the other planes and hit N to look straight on. Okay, so first of all, we need a couple holes. The first one is 50, and the second one is 70. Okay, I'm going to move those dimensions out of the way. Ah, I missed. There we go. All right. Now it looks like there's some symmetry going for the rest of this, so I'm going to put a line right up the middle to use as a symmetry line. So if we look at the sketch again, if I just make this portion right here, then I can mirror it over to here. And if you notice, it looks like this line comes off tangent to the bottom of the circle. I think that'd be a really good place to start. So we'll come over here, go out, down, over, up, make an arc around, or we could actually do that as fillets at the end. That'd be kind of a fun way to do it. Yeah, let's do it like that. So I'm actually going to make it really easy. I'm going to come out, down, up, and square, and then we'll add those fillets later. Okay, I think that'll be cool. All right, so let's start off by getting the line tool, and I said it's going to come tangent off of here from the point directly below the origin. So I'm going to come out, and I believe that was about 90 or so. Come down, over, come on, there we go. Ah, I missed. There we go, up, and then back. Boy, it really wants to add tangent constraints, but I don't want it to. Okay, so let's mirror these features. We'll select the mirror line, and then we'll click our other lines. And now we can add some dimensions. So, whoop, there we go. Dimension tool from here to here is 180. From here to here is 200. Okay, what else do we need? We need to know the height from here to here, and it looks like, according to the drawing, let's bring that back, it looks like it's 10. This 10 is from here to here. Okay, so let's put that in. And then the overall height from here to here is 20. That's right on the drawing. That one's easier to spot. And there we go, we're fully dimensioned. So now let's take this guy, accept it, go to the isometric view, and let's see how far we're going to extrude. So looking at this right here, you can see this portion here is 100 wide, and then the cylindrical circular portion is 120 wide. So let's do that. So let's start off, I'm gonna actually start off with this, and I'm going to make that 120 and symmetrical. And let's click on that. And we'll take that. We're going to have to bring the sketch back. And then we're going to do another symmetric extrusion, this time 100. And we're going to select these other portions. There we go. And so you notice they intersect with a part, so we should be getting one solid part now. And there it is. Okay, I think it'd be cool to add the fillets now. Okay, we've got a 10 fillet here and a 10 fillet here, and we've got those on both sides. So let's add those fillets now. So I'm going to hide that sketch again since we don't need it anymore. And let's make a 10mm fillet. We need it here. We need it here. Now here's where it's, I think we could get it. Yeah, is it going to work? Yeah, it totally works. Cool. There you go, look at that. Sometimes it's easier than doing it in the sketch when you see what are obvious fillets. Okay, now we also need to chop off the top of this and then put some holes in. Let's do the removal of the top first. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the drawing. And if you look at it, this profile, we can create a rectangle that's 100 wide and 35 high that's centered on the part, and where its midpoint is in the middle of this top line. Okay, so 35 high and 100 wide. So we're going to want to make that on the right plane, right? So if I see how that right plane goes right through the center of the part. I'll hit N, and I'm going to get a sketch. Now you've noticed I can't put that on that line because the plane of this and where that line is don't coincide, though actually they should. I don't know why it's not letting me use it, come to think of it, but whoa, there we go. So I'm just going to use the use tool to project that into the sketch, so that way I have something to tie this to. And I'm going to make this, and it's supposed to be 100 wide and 35 tall. And now we need to center it, okay? And the way we can center that, there's a couple ways we could do it. I could put the midpoint of this line right on the origin. Let's see if that works. Not sure that, I don't know, I don't always have a lot of good luck with the midpoint constraint. I'm going to click there, click the origin. Yeah, I don't know why it hates, I don't know about that tool. Okay, fine, be like that. Okay, so what we're going to do then is, I know that if this is 100, and I remember that extrusion was 120, that means that there's 10 extra on each side, so I can put a dimension between this line and this line of 10, and that should get us exactly what we wanted. Okay, I'm going to accept that, and if you notice the sketch is in the middle of the part. Well, that's not a problem. We're going to do a remove. Remove, click on that sketch, and you notice it's only going one way. I would like it to go both ways, but I want it to go through all, so I'm going to change from blind to through all. And then I'm going to select second end position, make it also through all, and that will send it in the other direction. And we'll accept that. Now our part is looking pretty much like the drawing except for the holes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sketch for one of the holes, and I'm going to use the linear pattern tool to make the rest of the tools. Or make the rest of the holes. It's kind of a fun tool to use, and so just to give you lots of opportunities to see all these tools in use, I'm going to do that. All right, so it looks like we're making a 20mm diameter hole. It's 30 from the left end and 25 down from the front side. So we're going to go ahead and make a sketch on this plane. Hit N, and I'm going to draw in that hole. It's 20. And let's see, I already forgot the dimensions. Okay, it's the center is 30 from this line. So let's click on that line and the center, make that 30. And then it's 25 from that line. Okay, now that's properly located. We're going to accept that, and we'll extrude that through to the bottom. And again, I like to just only extrude as much as I have to. Up to next will do the trick. Still goes through, but it goes no farther. Okay, now we're going to use the linear pattern. Now to do that, I want to look down from the top. And I'm going to back out a little bit. And in order to use the linear pattern, you have to know distances. Okay, and so coming back to my drawing, you notice it shows that the distance between the center of the holes is 50 this way and 70 and 70, or 140 that way. So let's get our linear tool. We got to get back to the linear pattern. What are we going to extrude? Well, first it needs to be the feature pattern, and it's extrude 4. Okay, now the direction. Well, I'm going to make the one that's down 50. I'm like, oh, I almost forgot. You got to click on the box before you select the direction, and I want it to go that way. Notice it's going in the wrong direction, so we'll click the arrow to reverse that, and we'll make that. Did I say 40? 50. 50. There it goes, and that looks right. Now here's the cool part: is I click on the second direction, and this direction I want to be along this line, and it looks, and I have to change it to 2 or it won't show any other holes, right? And I said that was 140, and bingo, there it is. And so with that one linear pattern, we created the rest of the holes. And I'm going to go back to my isometric view and look at my final product. There you go. That is exercise 71, everybody, and good luck with that.